Change of plans, last minute, as always. It's a foggy morning here in Goroka, but I still think I can get out. I was gonna be taking you to Guasa on a commercial charter today, like a 17-minute flight to a really cool place. So I'm taking you to a cooler place now, out to Yawin for a medical flight. Some of our missionaries, we need to get out for something I have no idea. Actually, they just told me about 10 minutes ago. So, change of plans. I have to go refile. We're gonna refuel for this flight because it's a little bit further going out. So, I've already done half my walk around. We'll get fueled up, get out of here, out to one of the, probably the prettiest places I go here in Papua New Guinea. So, stay tuned because it's gonna be a great one. I'm finally ready to go. It is just now 7:59. So let's get started. On our about 35-minute flight out to Yawin. Introduce the fuel, or at least loosen this up a bit though. Somebody else is flying this airplane and everybody likes to fly it just their own way. Alright, ITT is coming up at a nice normal slow rate. Peaks out at 6:54, 55. Thompson remove the external battery. Let's get our generator on. Alternator. I'm watching the NG right here. I'm just making sure that it just stays above 52%. We'll get the prop forward and the auxiliary bus so I can get the air flowing in here. Our fuel has been entered in at 780 pounds. Our caps are checked and our selectors are both on. Our controls are good. Our systems we did this morning. Our TAWS has been on right now. Switches and instruments. We're going out at 11,000 feet in case there's any clouds this morning. And if I come over here to our flight span under our depart tab, there we go, head over to the depart tab now, and now it's blue, and now it will actually let me send it. There we go. Brook Tower, November Tango Kilo, request taxi Yawin, 1 POV, copy company. Traffic, helicopter traffic.
Tango Kilo, Brook Tower, good morning, sir. Taxi runway 17 right, crossway in the section Delta, backtrack and line up. Wind, light and variable QNH 1021, time check 02.5.
1021, clear to cross 17 left, backtrack 17 right side, Delta, Nova, Kilo. Well, our departure end, it looks really nice and clear. We do have maybe, I don't know, scattered at, I don't know, 500 to 800 above us. Here and there, probably. It shouldn't pose a problem getting out of here at all. Do our governor's speed, overspeed check here once we get on the runway so don't forget it on takeoff. And we'll also do a runway inspection. I'm imagining that's probably why he's having me come up this runway, I'm guessing, but he didn't say that. Okay, our flaps are set, indicated and verified at 20 degrees. Our trims are set up. We'll be 50 knots by this RAA tent over here. If we're not, we'll just remain on the runway. After takeoff, we'll pitch for 85 knots initially. Our 85, then 80 full flaps. But first of all, let me start that over just so I can make sure I'm prepping my mind exactly how I want to. But we'll do that up here once I stop taxiing. I'll give my full attention to my briefing. Briefings are very important for takeoff and landing. Let me just explain why I'm briefing things out loud too. It's because I'm priming my brain. In case of an emergency, most pilots, including myself, would probably kind of freeze for, I think I read somewhere at one time, like 12 seconds is the average amount of time it takes a pilot before they figure out what they're going to do and do it. But if you prime your brain telling yourself what you're going to do, you can almost do it almost automatically where you, again, recite what you're going to do if you're having to do it. It's like the ABCD thing for an emergency. You know, your airspeed, best field, checklist, dialogue. You don't even know what you're doing, you're just doing it out of habit and in the right order. So if we have an engine failure or a rollback after takeoff, we'll introduce EPL. If that doesn't work, we'll go ahead and feather it, cut off, pull off, and shut off. 85, 80 full flaps, emergencies, masters, crack my door close to the ground. All good. November Tango Kilo ready for departure.
Tango Kilo, runway 17 right, make left and cleared for takeoff.
17 right, left turn, clear for takeoff, November, Tango Kilo. Condition, flaps, 20 fuel harnesses, and prop. Checklist is complete. $13.90 on the torque. There we go. Airspeed's alive. Torque is set. There's our 50 continuing. Don't see any birds. And there's a rotate. Bump up our ITT just a tiny bit up to 740. So a quick evaluation of the valley and how I'm getting out of here. Staying underneath this cloud a little bit right here. We'll go 10 degrees of flaps. Once we're up, it's 500 feet above the ground. Once we're up and over 90, which we're over 100 now, we'll go 0 degrees of flaps. And then we're going to start pitching on up. Around 11 degrees on the attitude indicator so that we can get our best rate of climb, get the most amount of altitude over time. That way we can get up all the way up to 11,000. In case there are a bunch of clouds over here, I can't 100% tell yet, but it looks like there are quite a few clouds. But we're going to pitch all the way up to 11 degrees. We do have a lot of clouds, and they kind of go up to the edge of the mountains, so yeah, we're going to go all the way up to 11 to get over these things. And we're going to hold that pitch right there at 11 degrees on the attitude indicator. Rook Tower, November Tango Kilo, departed at time 05. We're tracking 088, on climb 1000. Estimating yaw 140, and will remain OCTA NASDAQ.
November Tango Kilo, on climb not above 1000 at 15 miles. Goroka, contact most speed 123.9er, 8861. Have a good one, sir.
123.9er, 8861, 15 November Kilo. I've got 8861 on my HF radio and 123.9er on my VHF. You guys can see my altimeter setting is yellow. It's because it's not matching with that one over there. So if we, I don't know how it came off, but if we come over here to setup and scroll all the way down here to the very last item, it says Baro. We're going to sync those to be on, and then now it turned blue. The more you know. Oh, see how I'm pitching right here at 11 degrees and kind of just bouncing around a little bit just because I'm kind of trimmed out. It's getting me really close to that 100 knots. So 99 knots is my best rate of climb. If you can remember little things like this in your flying, whether it's flight simulator or if you're a pilot too, and you fly the same aircraft a lot, everything else will become easier as you're flying because you're not using that brain space to figure out how far do I pull back to get the number I want. So it's trimmed out right now, and it's holding right around 100 to 99. It's just kind of bouncing there. So within 1,000 feet, I'm going to hit vertical speed and altitude select on my autopilot. That's going to level me off at 11,000. I'm going to just bump up my ITT just a tiny bit up to closer to 720 for my climb though. As the nose is starting to pitch down, my speeds are coming up. Now I'm starting to just slowly take that right rudder pressure out. As I'm leveling off, I don't need quite as much right rudder pressure because in a higher angle of attack, we have all those P factors against you. And you can go Google that, what that is if you don't know. I can't explain it well enough because it's been too long, but I know that that's what the factors are, causing it to need right rudder pressure. There's like the slipstream and the torque and all these different things, but either way, as you're speeding up, we're just taking a little bit of that right rudder pressure out. If you're flying a 152 or a 172, you're probably not going to feel too much of it. Now 13 knots of headwind, up here now, 130, 11,000. I'm bringing my torque right on back to 1250, which I'm also going to be taking a little bit more right rudder pressure out because I now don't have as much torque. Let's just see, do I need any? Not really, it looks like I had just enough. I'll bring our prop just to 2,000 RPM. If you like learning to fly, I've got a simulator course for you, a few hours long, that covers all this stuff in more detail. From startup to takeoff to cruise to landing, everything that you need to know to fly the Kodiak, including the G1000. So if you even want a course on that, I do cover every single thing that I can think of with the G1000, setting it up, at least this G1000. I think I have you even a sale right now. It's 50% off. I know times are tough. Everything in the economy is getting more expensive, so I'm lowering my prices on quite a few things to make it more affordable for you guys. It's like $25 for a few hour course to get you going flying. Much cheaper than if you were to go actually rent an airplane. You're going to be spending $200 between an instructor and an airplane, even if it's a little crummy 152. Just approaching the 15 miles down here. Orsby 123.9 or November Tango Kilo transfer.
November Tango Kilo, mostly good.
Good morning. November Tango Kilo, 15 miles to the east of Goroka, maintaining 1000. Estimating Yawen 43, and will remain OCTA NADZAB at all times.
November Tango Kilo, Roger. QNH 1008. Traffic in the Comian Mine area is Pautel Tango helicopter operating below 7000.
Copy traffic, November Tango Kilo. Now, because I flipped my QNH from 1011, which was just a guesstimate getting out of Goroka, down to 1008, I lost about 80 feet. So what I can do is just turn this little knob 4 clicks, 1 click for every 20 feet that I want to go back up. This location I'm going to, Yawen, if you're new here and you have not seen this place, I would say this is probably the most difficult circuit that I fly here in Papua New Guinea. It's the most unique one. Let me show you, because we still have another 25 minutes, but I'm going to go over the strip chart with you guys now. The touchdown slope is at 8%, and we're going to add 2 knots to our approach speed. Now, our approach speed goes off of whatever our weights are in the airplane, and it's pretty close to 1.3 VSO. So our stall speed in this configuration is probably going to be around 42 knots. If we were full up, it'd probably be closer to 47 knots. So if you did 47 knots, I think that's what kind of they're going off of. Let's do 47 times 1.3 equals 61 knots. And we come down here at 5,100 pounds is 61 knots, and the slowest is 60 knots. So it's pretty close to that. So it's actually a little bit more than 1.3 VSO, because today my stall speed would probably be about 42 knots because I'm empty and don't have tons of fuel on board. We've got a landing. It says N-3. That means I can take full weight, also 3 knots of tailwind in addition. But because I'm empty, I can take more than that. So I would accept upwards to 8 knots of tailwind today. There's potential animals on the runway. We've had chickens, but we haven't had chickens for about a year on the runway because they've taken care of that issue, thankfully. If we scroll on down here, you can start to see the circuit's a little bit different than your normal circuit. We're coming in from the east, or I'm sorry, the west, and we're going to fly over this mountain, around the corner, and be looking out of the runway this way. That way they know that I'm getting there. And we're going to enter into the circuit kind of a weird kind of way. And there's a ridge right here. It says 4850. We're going to be like 20 to 25 feet over the treetops at that point, with another tree at my wing level about 20 feet off my wing. So we're going to be really close to the trees, and we're going to need to be right on our airspeeds within, 5 knots of turning final. And basically when I turn final, my wings are level, kind of roll out. From that point on, I say I'm committed to land, or I need to go around if something doesn't look right. And initially, I'm going to have about 800 feet VSI on the descent. So my vertical speed is going to be 800 feet per minute until I can get on that string, and then I'm going to come in around the 550, 600 for the rest of the way.
5 miles to the west of the center depth, 10,900 on descent for Bungawat. 27 all stations in the Sidor Gap area, Sierra India Bravo 120. Correction, 123.9.
At Sierra India Bravo 123.9, November Tango Kilo. We're heading out to Yawen today. Estimating Yawen still 42. So it shouldn't be a factor, but just letting you know.
Thanks for that. Yep, looking over that way, looks fairly good. A few little clouds in the area, but it looks like it's pretty workable. Top of the mountains are all visible.
Thanks, Steve. All right, that is SIL. That's another Kodiak airplane with a different mission organization, commonly known as JARS in the States. Okay, so just following up here, we're touchdown slope of 8% and then goes all the way up to 15% at the top of the hill. So pretty steep hill at the top. And if we scroll down, you can see some pictures of it. Absolutely gorgeous place. If you're the type of person that really enjoys learning about aviation, how to become a safer pilot, and even if you're not a pilot and just like to learn that kind of stuff, then check out my second channel, Ryan_for_Ran. I'll leave a link down below as well as probably at the end of this video, where I cover aviation crashes now. I just started it because I do have a passion for aviation safety, and I want to share that with you guys so that we can learn from past mistakes from other pilots. We've got a couple on there so far. One that's covering, go-around procedures, and it was performed wrong, and it ended up them running into some trees, and everyone passed away on that flight. Another one, a pilot did a 4-hour flight with 4 hours of fuel at night, and he crashed a half a mile from the end of the runway. So taking those stories and pulling out the lessons that we can learn from them. So I know that you guys are going to enjoy them, so go check out the link down below or after this and start learning from other people's mistakes. Okay, our landing performance, if we come over here to our weight and balance, this is not how we have the airplane configured right now, so let's get rid of all the seats, and let's put our 2 seats in here that we have. We're completely empty. We don't have anything except some empty coffee bags underneath that we're going to be bringing back out here. So if we come up here to our arrival tab now and hit landing performance, now it says VREF 61 knots. So like I said, I'm going to add 2 knots. So we're going to come in at 63 knots. The reason being is if you have a flat runway, I've explained this before, but you come in, you match the runway, and then you flare. But if your runway is on a hill like this, you still have to match the runway before you flare. So you have to have a little bit more speed to be able to match the slope and rotate, because now you're going just from like, here to here to here. Now it's a bigger transition, and if you come in on perfect airspeed, well, you're going to run out about here, and then you're going to stall about 6 feet off the ground, and then you're just going to pancake into the ground, a much harder landing. Now that we're past this, remember how I told them I'd remain outside of NADZAB's controlled area? We're going to start our descent now, because that is at 10,000 feet. We want to be below that, so I need to be at least 9,900 or less. I'm going to do 500 feet per minute. I've got 9,800 feet, and then real quick it's going to show me that little cyan marker right there. That's when I'm going to get to that 9,800 feet, so we can actually shallow it out a little bit. Because these mountains right up here, this is the east or the west side door gap, and I need to get through there around 9,000, I think like 200-ish, somewhere really close to that. I don't want to go down too fast. And then we've got another mountain range way up here, just past the Nugget, and I really need to be at like, I want to say it's close to 8,000 feet going over top of that one. So I can't descend too fast until I get the last 4 or 5 miles, and then I come down to 6,000 feet. So if we turn this all the way down to 6,000 feet, you can see this is way up here. That's okay though, because we want to keep it nice and shallow and then steep at the end. Let's start up our buddy check. Our fuel selectors are good. Our brakes are nice and firm. Our terrain awareness is turned off. Our VREF, our approach speed, is 63 knots. Our lights and inlet, we're still a bit far out for that, so we'll leave that and we'll pick back up once we get closer. I've got 16 knots of wind down here coming off the ocean. The ocean's just over there, about 15 miles. So there's a potential chance that I might have tailwinds on landing. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Because this is such a tight valley, you'll have tailwinds and then headwinds, and the winds just doesn't even really know what to do. So you could have tailwinds for half of your approach and then headwinds for the last 300 meters. It's very odd. We'll throw our landing light on, our bypass now. Talking about our abort procedures. If we have to go around its wings level, examine the runway. If we need to, power up 20 degrees, immediate right hand turn, resetting at top of the ITT or torque. It probably should about even out around 4,000 feet. Pretty much entering into the circuit once we get into this valley because it's such a tight area. All stations, yaw 11239er, November Tango Kilo joining the circuit, yaw 1. Moresby 1239er, November Tango Kilo. I don't think I'll get him on 1239er. Never do. Moresby 8861, November Tango Kilo. In the circuit, yaw 1, report after landing.
November Tango Kilo.
The valley looks nice and clear, a little hazy, but that's okay. No sprinkles. If there were sprinkles, that's going to cause a problem landing here because we can't have it raining when you're landing on bush runways because it messes up with your depth perception, and when you have to match the slope and everything, it becomes really difficult really fast. At 7 knots, the tailwind right here. That shouldn't affect me. Let's do prop forward. We want 5,300 feet right over here. We want 63, 73, 83. 83 on my downwind, which was this is considered my downwind. So I need to come in to my turn here at around 100. So I need to slow down and start getting my flaps sent at least 10 degrees. Lots of left rudder as I'm pulling the power down to 360. There's below 138, so 10 degrees of flaps. I will show you this amazing waterfall. It's so beautiful as we fly by with my 360 camera. Okay, runway looks good. It looks like kind of long grass at the bottom, but just by how dark and green it is. But I don't see anything on the runway. All right, take a look at this waterfall right here. That is just insanely awesome, isn't it odd? Okay, runway looks good. Windsock is dead, as always. Doesn't matter if there's wind or not. They don't work here very well. Alright, I can slow my descent now, and we're slowing down to 83 knots. $20 degrees of flaps. 5,300 and 83 knots. There's our 83, so I'm just bumping my power back in until it stabilizes that airspeed. If it drops below, I just add a tiny bit more power. We go out 1.3 nautical miles indicated. There we go. We'll start our turn to our base. Full flaps. That is complete. Going to 73 knots. I want 4850 over this tree line over here. Pull some power. Slow on down. Belts locked. Okay, here's approaching our 73 knots. 150 feet yet to go. And we wonder, how do I not hit the tree that I'm talking about? I know exactly where to aim so that I don't hit that tree. There's our 73 knots, coming up 50 feet more to go. Got to slow on down to 70 knots now, because we want
500.
63. Did they cut the tree? No, it's still there. There we go. Rolling our trim back. Turning final. Up our power in just a second. We're looking for 63 knots. Alright, 3 knots ahead wind, 4 knots across wind. We're committed. 750 on the descent. Should stabilize here in a minute. 65 knots, tiny bit fast. There's 63. Just hold that with my power. There's 500 feet on the descent.
500.
Runway's still clear. My power all the way to the ground. Alright, landing's mode. Idle. Alright, no dramas. Push forward on the yoke and add some power so I can get to the top of the hill. Oh, it actually is cut. Maybe it was just all the grass clippings that made it look like it wasn't. While the engine is cooling off for a second, if you have not seen my book here, I cover 40 different locations here in Papua New Guinea with history about the places, drone shots, why the airstrip was ever built. Go check it out on my website. I've got it on sale right now. It's normally $59, it's $39. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys enjoyed that more difficult circuit, then hit that like button and check out my second channel like I was telling you if you guys want to start learning more about aviation safety.